Hey, what's going on guys? In this video, I'll show you how to effortlessly add a video conferencing feature to your Flutter app using an awesome pre-built UI kit. So as you can see here on the screen, this is a real-time preview of the app we are building in this tutorial. And I have 3 devices running the same video conference app, and 3 users are logged in to the same single conference room. So as you can see here, users can do a video chat, and here on one device the camera is open as well, and I'm showing the second device with this one. Okay, so users can send messages to each other. As you can see here, I'm sending a message from one device, that is from one user, into the conference room, and all the users in the conference room, in our case all of our 3 devices, get the same message. So as you can see, I can reply back, and you can check the members here, and many more other features are available in this UI kit. So I'll guide you step by step through the process of integrating this feature into your Flutter app. So grab your keyboard and let's get started. First, let's open up our browser and go to ZEGOCLOUD.com. This is a global communication service provider platform that has developer-friendly and powerful SDKs and APIs, which enables you to build communication features in your application, such as video call, audio call, video conferencing, live streaming, and many more. So as you can see here, there are already a lot of businesses that are using their services, and some of the brands might be familiar to you. What is really cool about this platform for me as a developer is their pre-built UI kits. With these UI kits, actually you can integrate communication feature like video call or audio call or any of them with a few lines of code. That's really simple. So let's actually check out that. For example, we can go here, and this is a UI kits page. So here, as you can see, there are 20 plus UI kits and a lot of components that are open source and cross-platform, and you can easily customize them. So for example, here, as you can see, you can add a video call to your website with 10 lines of code, and that's really amazing. As you can see, it's not even 10, it's just 7 lines of code. So there are a lot. You can see they actually support almost all platforms. So what we are concerned about here is actually create an account on their platform. So go to sign up section. Okay, once we open this page, here we have to fill out this form to create an account. So once you create an account, you will be rewarded with, as you can see, 10,000 free minutes, and that's amazing. We're going to use that. So let's create an account actually. So I will give my name and my surname, and then let's select a region. That will be Korea. Okay, just like that. And enter your email address. I'll enter mine, just like that. And then let's send a code, verification code, to our email. Okay, we have to pass this. It asks PAN. Okay, let's check, and let's verify it. Now we passed that, and let's get the code. Okay, after that, let me check my email on my phone. Okay, I got the email with the verification code, so I will enter it. So you will enter your own code. Okay, now let's enter a password, just like that. Now my password is strong enough, so let's agree to the terms, and I don't want to receive marketing news, so that's all right. So let's actually create an account. It says start your free trial. So let's wait a little bit until it creates an account, and then okay, now we are in our dashboard. Here we need to give some more information about us so that we will have more suitable products and solutions. So let's write our company name, and then if you have a website URL, you can enter it here. I don't have one. I will just skip it. So the job title, for that I will say individual developer, and you can select your industry, and mine is IT technology. And then we need to enter our phone number. First, let me find my country code. Okay, so that is that, and I will type my phone number without revealing it to you. You can type your own, and then after that this confirm button will be enabled. Continue, and as you can see here, you are rewarded with 10,000 minutes. and you will have advanced support plan as well as a free trial, as you can see, and it is for a month. Let's go to our dashboard. Now we have our dashboard or console is available. As you can see, there are a lot of features and tools available in this dashboard. For example, this is your free minutes, that is 10,000 minutes, and then you have a balance, and also you can get a advanced support even though you are in free trial. Okay, there are some guides, and you can check the community and anything else. Okay, so what we want to do here is to create a new project because we want to get some credentials that can be used with SDK, which we want to integrate in our application. So let's create a new project here. Once you are on this project creation page, you can see that there are many use cases available depending on the type of application you're building. So here we have voice call and video call, live streaming, live audio room, in-app chat, and many more. So in this case, I want to select video conference because that's the type of application we're building right now. So I'll scroll down and press on next. So the next step is to select the most appropriate way to get started with our project name. So let's specify our project name first, Flutter VidConf, okay? Please specify name without spaces between words. And then the next one is we need to select a way to get started, meaning we need to select either of these methods to integrate the SDK in our application. So we have the UI kit and SDK. In the first one, it's very easy. With a few lines of code, you can actually have the feature up running in your application. And in the SDK, this second method, you have more access. You have access to more lower level SDK. So that's the difference. So I will start with UI kit. Tap on it and wait a little bit, and we have this loading screen. It takes some time, so let's wait until it completes. So now we're almost done. As you can see here, 3, 2, 1, and our project has been built. Okay, so we have web, iOS, Android, Flutter, and React Native. So in this case, I want to use Flutter. So if I tap on it, it will come to this page where you have some more add-ons that can be added to your use case. Okay, in this case, you need to actually upgrade to a premium in order to use these add-ons. Okay, so I just want to go to save and start integration page. Okay, I will just tap on this. Now our project is ready to be integrated into our Flutter application. So here we have try demo, where you can actually download a demo application on GitHub and try it by yourself. So then we have a quick start where we have a documentation of how to integrate this project into our Flutter application. And here down here we have app ID and app sign. For now, I'm not going to show these two, and later we are going to need app ID and app sign when we are actually integrating this SDK into our application. So right now I will just tap on quick start. I will actually open this on a new tab. So I will open it in new tab, just like that. And now we are in the documentation screen. Before getting started with the documentation, now it's time to create a new Flutter project so that we can follow with the guideline. Okay, let's open up our terminal, and inside here I will change the current directory to my Flutter projects directory and run flutter create command line. Okay, so the name of the project will be Flutter VidConf. You can name your project whatever name you want. So I will press enter, and the project should be ready in a second. Now I will change the current directory to that newly created project directory, and I will open the project inside the VS Code. So now the application is open. I will come to this lib folder, and inside there we have our application. As usual, that's a counter app, and I will remove unnecessary code because we don't need most of the stuff here. I will remove that, and I will remove the comment lines as well, and this comment as well. Now we have this project code that's only my app, that stateless widget, and inside that material app gets returned. And for home property, we have nothing for now. Okay, now we can open the guideline again. So I will open the guideline. So first of all, if we scroll down here, it says that add a ZEGO UIKit pre-built video conference as dependency. Okay, so we are going to add this with the following command line. So I will open the project again, VS Code, and I will open up the terminal and I will run that command line inside here. Okay, Flutter pub add ZEGO UIKit pre-built video conference. If I run that, it should install this dependency inside our project. Okay, now we have the dependency installed inside our project. I can close the terminal. Now I want to create a couple of files for our conference screen and some const values. So I'll come to this lib folder, and inside that I'll create const.dart file, and this one will be responsible for our credentials. The first one will be app ID, and that will be integer, for now just 0. We will get this app ID from our project's dashboard. And the second one will be our app sign. Okay, so the app sign will be a string. So now we can leave it as it is for now, and we can create next file. The next one will be conference screen.dart. Okay, inside this we will insert our conference screen widget. So now I'll come to the documentation again and check what we should do next. So next one, let's copy this import line and open our Visual Studio Code and paste that inside our project again, inside this conference screen.dart file. So we have an error because we need to add this .dart. So next one, I'll open the documentation and it says that we need our app ID and app sign. So we can get our app ID and app sign from our project's dashboard. So I'll come here. I did not close this page yet. If you remember, we did not close it. We just opened the quick guide page on the new tab. So if you already closed it, you can actually get the project information coming to this project on the sidebar. If you open it, there is a project management. You can get it from here. Okay, now here I have app ID and app sign. So first of all, I'll copy my app ID. Please do not show your app ID and app sign to anyone. Okay, so I'll open it and I come to this const file and I'll paste to this app ID as value. Okay, and I'll go to my dashboard again and copy app sign. So I'll come here and paste it here. Okay, now I have app ID and app sign, and I don't need to show this to you, the values, but I can just use app ID and app sign inside my project. So I'll save it and I'll close it. Now we can work on our conference screen. Next, we need our user ID, username, and conference ID. For that, first we need to copy this video conference page widget. Okay, I copy it and come to conference screen.dart file and paste it here. We have some errors. First, we need to import material app, and now our errors goes away except for these two. So this one conference page is a screen. As you can see, there is a safe area, and inside that we have this widget, ZEGO UIKit pre-built video conference. So this is coming from the UIKit dependency we just added to our project. Okay, so here first of all we need to specify our app ID and app sign. We already have them, so I can say app ID. I have it in my const file, and my app sign is in the same file as well. So I can get rid of this comment as well. Now we have app ID and app sign. We can save it, and we need to get rid of this error here. Inside our material app, there is a home property missing, so we need to add that. So for that, we need conference page, video conference page. Okay, for our conference ID, we can just say conference ID and test. Okay, so this is just fine for our testing purpose. Now we can actually save it, and let's try to run it on Android and see we don't have any errors. So I'll open up the Android emulator. So just like that, I'll shrink it so that you can see both editor and emulator. So I'll run the project and see we do not have any errors. Okay, now our application is running. Hopefully there is no error. Okay, it's just fine. As you can see, the application is running. The reason why we have this kind of strange colors on the screen, that's because on the emulator camera does not work. Okay, that's why you have this kind of thing. So if we check it, this is actually, as you can see, pre-built UI. So if I turn off the camera, just like that, now we have U. That's because if we open this conference screen, I'll close the console. Here, as you can see, user ID is user ID and username is username. So we can see that it's getting the first letter of the username. So if we check it here, we can check the members of this conference. Here, username, as you can see, U it says. Okay, we have the camera disabled, and you can see everything is just working just fine. We can even open the chat screen and we can try to type like hi. Okay, if I send it, as you can see, the message is sent, just like that. We can close it. Actually, we will test this UI later when we are done with iOS, and we can test it with multiple devices and see how it works with multiple users. So for now, I can close the Android emulator and let's move on to iOS setup. Setting up iOS part should not take long because we already have dependencies and widgets for this SDK. So let's open up the documentation and move to this iOS part. So here on the iOS part, first of all, we need to add permissions inside our pod file. So we'll just copy this and we go to iOS and pod file. So open the project and open iOS folder, and inside there we have pod file. Inside that pod file, we've moved down. So if we scroll down, we have this post install, and just under this Flutter additional iOS build settings, we can paste that permissions. Okay, indent it properly. So and we can save it. Now we have permissions needed for microphone and camera, and I can close this pod file and open the documentation again and see what we need to do next. So we did that one, and the next one is we need to open our runner folder, and inside there we need to update our info.plist file. So for this one, we will copy it, and we need to add some message to the user when we are asking a permission about the camera and the microphone. Okay, I'll open the project again and go to runner folder inside this iOS runner, and there we have info.plist. So here, just inside this dict tag, we can paste that. Okay, so you can see this one, okay. This is actually the messages for the user when we're asking the permission. I can save it and I can close this one as well. So open the documentation again, see if we need to do something else. Now, as you can see, it's just with this two steps we are done with iOS part. We can run the app. So open the project, and I will open, as you can see, I have already iPhone iOS simulator running, so I can just do it just like that. Open this. If I try it, we have this one, and I'll run it, and if we wait a little bit, I'll open the console to see if we have any errors. Okay, as you can see, we have the application is running. So the first one, as you can see, there is a dialog that's asking a user's permission. We say yes to the camera and we say yes to the microphone, and now we do not have any errors. Hopefully, as you can see, the console is clear, no red lines. So now we have this. Okay, the camera and everything, all the UI is set up. And if we try it, close it, when I speak, there's this animation. So we can check the members and it's working, user and the same UI. And if we check this chat screen, we can type something, hi. If we send it, that's it. Now this is on the iOS part, it's working just fine. Now it's time to test our application on multiple devices together and see how multiple users can interact with one another in one single conference room. So for this testing purpose, I'm going to use 3 devices. One is iOS simulator, as you can see on the screen, and the other 2 will be real devices. One is Android phone and the other will be Android tablet. So the basic idea here is that whoever has the conference room, this conference ID test, in our case, they can join into the same room. Okay, they will be in the same room. First of all, we need to give each user a unique ID. So for this iOS simulator, I'm going to give an ID of iOS user, and the name will be iOS user. Okay, iOS user, and I'll save it, and I'll come here into the main.dart file, and as you can see here, I need to change my device to iPhone 8, and this is this simulator, and I run it. Now our application has launched and the conference room should be created and the app is working perfectly. Okay, so the video, the camera is not going to work on simulator because it's not real device. I'll just disable it for now, and I can actually stop the app and just like that and run it from here. Because I want to run the application on other devices as well. Here, as you can see, the app is running just like that, and our room is active. Now I want to join from my different devices. So first of all, let's come to this conference screen file, and there I want to change the user ID. So user ID will be Android phone for my Android phone because I want to launch it on Android phone first. And then the name will be, let's make it John. Okay, save it. And I also want to configure this widget a little bit because I don't want to show my face right away when I join into the room. So for that, there are properties. Actually, I will show you how to configure some of the UI components in your this conference room if you keep watching the video. Okay, we'll do that at the end. So here, if I hover over it, there are turn on camera when joining, true, and turn on microphone when joining, true. These both are set to true. I want to change them to false. First one, this will be the camera, and I'll set it to false. And the next one will be microphone, and I want to set that to false as well. Okay, I save it. And I come to this main.dart file, and here at the bottom I want to change the device to my real Android phone. So if I run it, it should launch the application on my phone. Okay, now I should be in the room in a second, so we should get the notification. Here, as you can see, John joins the conference at the bottom. So I'm in the conference room. As you can see here, you can hear my voice as well. I'm speaking. So now let's try to open the app. Let's try to join into this room from my third device as well. Okay, I'll close it for now. I'll just close it and run it from here. I want to be in the room still. Okay, so just like that. Let's try to change the ID first here because we need a different ID for this different user. Instead of Android phone, I'll make it Android tablet. So, and the name will be my name. Okay, just like that. I'll save it. I come to this main.dart file and change this device to my okay, I think first I need to actually plug in my tablet. Okay, now here at the bottom I have my device available. I plugged it in, so here that's my device. I already changed the ID, and let's try to run it and see how it works. Okay, now I should almost be in the conference room. Just a second, we should get a notification on both devices. As you can see, I got a notification. Now there are 3 people. And you can actually hear that. Okay, now you can see that. Now I'll show you the camera as well. All right, with this one I want to change the camera to the back camera first. I don't want to show my face, so then I'll actually open the camera. Okay, now you can see that on two devices, on real devices, the video is showing. On the simulator, it doesn't work. Please keep in mind that when testing, you can test it on simulator, but when you are using on real devices, the camera and the video just works fine, as you can see on these two devices, and I'm recording it. Okay, so here on this one as well, there's a camera. You see that, right? Now I'll close the camera and try to play with it a little bit. Okay, just like that. Let's try to send a message. I'll open my chat panel and send a message. Hello. You can see that two devices got a notification. I'll open it on this one first, on iOS, and here there is a message, and I'll send another message from iOS, and that will be hi. Send it. You can see that there is a message, and let's try it with this one as well, on my tablet. So here I'll send the message. So hi there. Send it. You can see we have 3 users that sent a message to each other. So that's the idea here. You can see that you can actually play with it and check the members as well. And if you want to actually modify the UI and some configurations, you can keep watching. Now from this point, we'll actually try to do some configuration for this widget. Now let's take a look at some of the configurations of this UI kit. So we can actually customize this UI kit to our liking. You don't always want the same UI for your application, and that you want to change it to the look of your application, right? So here we already made some modifications to this configuration, like turning on the camera when joining and turning on the microphone when joining. We set both of them to false. So now let's try to make some changes to this top bar, okay? For that, you can hover over it, and you can see that there are a lot of configurations you can do, even though when you actually try to use the property or use some properties, you can have more configurations inside them. So let's try to find that top menu bar. Here, as you can see, this one. We want to use this one, and I will come here and I will say top menu bar config, and for that it will actually receive ZEGO top menu bar config class. So I'll open it, and here, as you can see, there are buttons and extended buttons, hide by click, is visible, and all of that. Let's try to change the title first. If you see, there is a conference title. So I want to change this, and this title takes string. So for that, let's say, what is that? My conference, probably. Let's try to save it, and let's see my conference. You can see that we changed it. So, and the next one, let's try to actually remove this top bar at all. So for that, there should be is visible. Okay, is visible. We can use this property and we can actually hide it. If we set it to false, this top bar is gone. Even though you click on it, it's gone. It's not going to show here. Okay, so that's actually top bar. Let's set it to true. If we do that, now we have the top bar again. So let's try to do some changes again. For example, what we can do, we can actually check it and see here, use speaker when joining, and you can set it to false. When user joins into the room for the first time, the speaker will be off, something like that. Okay, so let's try to actually change the bottom menu config as well a little bit. We can make some configurations here. So for that, this one takes ZEGO bottom menu bar config class. Okay, here it has a lot of things, as you can see. We can, for example, try to use these buttons, and these buttons that takes list, just like that. Okay, so here this button takes ZEGO menu bar button name. Okay, we can use it, and if for now, as you can see, we already have we did have some buttons. Now because it's empty, there is nothing here, and we can add the buttons one by one to our chat button. For example, let's try to add what switch camera button here. Okay, we have it on top, but let's add it at the bottom. So if we save it, if we see, you can see that there is a switch button. Okay, let's try to add more. For example, we can use show members list button, and we can check it. Now we have 2. Okay, if we check it, as you can see, there is it opens up a panel to show the members, and you can actually add as many buttons as you want here, as long as they are here. Okay, for example, toggle camera button, you can use that just like that, as you can see here. And if I actually remove it, it will go back to the default case, okay, just like that. So this is basically the idea. You can actually check it, you can actually customize with these configurations. There are a lot more, you can see that. Yeah, I cannot go through all of them, it might take a lot of time and it gets boring. That's it, guys. If you really like this video, consider subscribing to my channel and try to build this application by yourself. See you in the next video.